If you're watching or listening to this, it's for a reason. And I don't know what's coming through me in this moment, but something's prompting me to tell you and remind you that the reason why you're not where you want to be or accomplishing the things that you wish you had accomplished by now is because you've simply forgotten who you are. That's it. There's no other reason. It's not because of your parents, the environment, debt, the political climate, whatever else is going on in the world. It's not because of that. It's simply because you've forgotten who you truly are. That's all. But I'm here to tell you that just because you've forgotten who you are doesn't mean that you can't remember who you are. Something that has been forgotten can be reinvigorated and reignited again inside of you. It's kind of like you have a little flame inside of you, but it hasn't been kindled yet, or the fans haven't been, or not the fans, the flames haven't been fanned yet. But once you begin to do that, that fire inside of you, that energy, that light can begin to burn brighter and brighter every time you choose to fan those flames. So I'm here to tell you, fan those flames. It's inside of you. Everything you wish you could be, everything you want to accomplish, all of that, what you want to accomplish is external. But more importantly, is who do you want to become? And it's not even who you want to become. It's who are you deep down inside? That's who you actually want to become. It's not something out there. It's not to be more confident. It's not to be more courageous. It's not to be like happier or more fulfilled or more fearless. It's not to have more money. It's not any of those external things. It's actually within you already. And all life is a journey to find ourselves. And we can only find ourselves from within. And the reason why we're always so confused is because we're always looking out there. And I forgot who this quote is by, but it's one of my favorite quotes. And it's, if you want to hide God from man, the best place to hide him or her is within themselves. And it's because that's the last place they'll look. And I love that so much because it's so true. I spent most of my life looking elsewhere for years and years and years, looking for my purpose out there, looking for my fulfillment out there, looking for my happiness out there. And every time I accomplished something, I felt great for that moment. And within the very next day, I felt empty again. And it's because I've forgotten that I'm not trying to actually get those things out there, but actually to find what I already have inside. I just keep forgetting what that is. But I'm here to remind you, and myself included, that you already have everything that you're looking for. For example, if you have goals of making X amount of money, leaving this job, creating this thing in the world, or traveling this to this place, or starting your YouTube channel, whatever it may be, those are all external. But the actual reason of why you want those things is to feel specific feelings, such as happiness, fulfillment, peace, love, joy, ecstasy. All of those are actually feelings. And that's why we want to do those things or acquire those materials or accomplish those goals. It's to feel those feelings inside. And we think those external things will give it to us, but it won't. And you've tried it and you've accomplished things in your life way more than you thought you would at this point. But for some reason, we still feel empty inside it. It's because we forget that we're trying to find ourselves. And once we do find ourselves, we find that all of the joy, the happiness, the fulfillment, the peace, that love was always within us, waiting to be felt by us. But we just keep forgetting and we keep following those things everyone else tells us we need to do or accomplish or have in order to feel whole. But we already are whole. You already are whole. And you have everything you need to succeed. You already have everything you want deep down inside. We can only ever feel the feelings that we want to feel in the present moment. And that's how I know that you actually have it as well, because there's no other time that we can actually feel the feelings that we want to feel. We can't feel the past. We can't feel the feelings of the future. And if we do think about the future, we actually are feeling those feelings of the future in the present moment. So at any moment, we can actually feel the way that we want to. And the only reason why we can't is because our thinking gets in the way. We start to overthink things, overanalyze, start to criticize ourselves, judge ourselves, or even other people. But once we let all of that fall away, and one of my favorite questions to ask is, who would you be without that thought? Without that thought of judging yourself, without that thought of criticizing yourself or even other people, without that thought that you can't, without that thought that you're not good enough, who would you be and what would you feel without that thought? And that right there is your true self. And that feeling that you're feeling inside right now, when you ask yourself that question of who would you be without that thought, that is your true self. Never forget that and always go back to that. And so if you're ever feeling anxious, depressed, worried, frustrated, confused, ask yourself that question of who would you be without that specific thought, and go back to your true self and feel those feelings in that present moment. And remember that the only reason why we don't feel that way is because we overthink it. And we block ourselves. As soon as we think about it and overanalyze, we block ourselves from feeling that true essence, that infinite intelligence, that inner self, that true self that's within you. And so with that, I hope that helps. And just keep remembering that. And I'm always here if you ever need. And thank you so much for listening. I love you guys.